Strike drones attacked an oil refinery in the Leningrad region of Russia. This was announced by the governor of the region, Alexander Drozdenko. On his Telegram page, he wrote that an attack by attack drones targeting the Kiryshi-Nefteorg-Zintes oil refinery was repelled at night. As part of the Russian air defense, one drone was shot down on approach and another in the sky above the company's territory, the debris of which damaged one of the tanks. A UAV attack on Kainef in the Kiryski district was repelled. The air defense forces shot down one drone on approach and destroyed the other over the territory of the enterprise, Alexander Drozdenko wrote. Kiryshi-Nefteorg-Zintes, Kainef, is one of the largest petrochemical enterprises in Russia, located in the city of Kiryshi, the Leningrad region. The plant is engaged in oil refining and production of petroleum products, including gasoline, diesel fuel, fuel oil, jet fuel, and various petrochemicals. The company is part of Surgutneftgaz. The annual refining capacity is 20.1 million tons of oil per year. It is located 790 kilometers from the state border of Ukraine. This was the first successful attack on an oil refinery since before that. In January 2025, attack drones in the Leningrad region struck Russia's largest seaport, Ust-Luga. The port is located on the shores of the Gulf of Finland and is of strategic importance for Russia's exports of raw materials to European and other countries. The port of Ust-Luga is one of the largest sea transshipment points in the Russian Federation, used for the export of gas, coal, metallurgical products, and other goods. The port also has a plant for processing stable gas condensate, which is also exported to other countries. A Mirage 2000 fighter jet of the Ukrainian Air Force shot down a Kh-101 cruise missile during a Russian large-scale missile and drone attack on March 7, 2025. This was reported on the official website of the Ukrainian Air Force. According to the photos published by the department, a pair of Mirage 2000 fighters flew to intercept this group of Russian cruise missiles. The planes reached the target point on a collision course, after which the lead aircraft launched an air-to-air missile at virtually a right angle to the target. However, the missile's maneuverability was enough to turn almost 90 degrees and hit the target. This was recorded both from the aircraft that launched the missile and from the aircraft behind it. It is not reported what kind of missiles had been used, but it is likely that they had been French MICA missiles. The Ukrainian Air Force Command announced that Mirage 2000-5F multi-purpose fighters of the Ukrainian Air Force had taken part in repelling the Russian attack for the first time on the morning of March 7th. The command noted that those aircraft had arrived in Ukraine only a month prior as part of military assistance from France. The delivery of the first batch of the fighter jets in the first quarter of 2025 was announced earlier. The journalists of the French newspaper La Tribune reported that the batch would include 3 aircraft. The delivery of the first batch of the fighter jets in the first quarter of 2025 was announced earlier. The journalists of the French newspaper La Tribune reported that the batch would include 3 aircraft. According to the publication, the aircraft, which will be handed over to the Ukrainian Air Force, will be able to use French-British Scalp, e.g. Storm Shadow cruise missiles, and French AASM guided bombs, which Ukrainian pilots already have experience with. On the night of March 7, 2025, the Russian invaders launched a combined attack with various types of air, land, and sea-based missiles against critical infrastructure. According to preliminary data, the occupiers used 261 air attack aircraft, 67 missiles of various types, and 194 attack UAVs and simulator drones of various types. Ukraine and China have signed an agreement to expand the list of Ukrainian agricultural exports to China, according to the Ministry of Agrarian Policy. Beijing also expressed readiness to cooperate with the international community for a constructive resolution of the crisis and achieving lasting peace. Ukraine has received a first tranche of funds worth about $1 billion from Britain, secured by the proceeds of frozen Russian assets, Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal said on Friday. The funds will go towards strengthening Ukraine's defense capabilities, Shmyhal said. We expect all sovereign assets of the Russian Federation to be confiscated and transferred to benefit our country in the future. Polish Prime Minister Tusk speaking in Parliament. Poland must pursue the most advanced capabilities in CLAR's nuclear and modern unconventional weapons. Journalists later asked him what he meant. He answered that Ukraine fell victim to aggression because it no longer has nukes.
Your own defense, that's how it sounded a bit from your words. Are we going to pursue this? How should we understand these words? As you know, they cannot use their nuclear weapons without American involvement. I mean, it might not be a big problem, but still spending billions, because in the case of France, it's probably 14 billion euros annually just for maintenance. So these are very serious matters. Well, if you are to decide on it, it would be worth having certainty that it is in our hands and that we are the ones making the decision. I'm talking about... I will not define the technical aspects here. But as I closely observe and consult primarily with the Ukrainians, I consider what type of weaponry is most useful, in which modern technologies to invest, and how we foresee it. So what happened to Ukraine now? How did it become a victim of aggression? Because it got rid of the nuclear weapons it had. So this may be a poorly posed question. Today it is clearly evident that we would be safer if we had our own nuclear arsenal. There is no doubt about that. However, yes, the path to that would be very long and would also require consensus. I mean, well, all of us, because it has to give us a sense of security. So it's not about being reckless. No. But we will certainly investigate and use our technological and scientific capabilities for this. In cooperation with others, we will use those European funds to start thinking very modernly. We do not buy everything that moves. We just try to make wise selections and invest in what is most modern. And no option is off the table.
The United States has informed NATO allies that it intends to stop participating in the planning of future military exercises in Europe. This was reported by the Swedish publication Expressen, citing its sources. At the same time, the NATO exercises already planned for 2025, in which the United States plays an important role, will not be affected, the publication claims. The publication notes that such a decision may be related to U.S. plans to reduce military spending in Europe and direct it to other areas, in particular to the Indo-Pacific region to counter China.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.